life is a comedy. You still take yourself seriously, but you do things with like a really light heart and like you put effort, but you don't take yourself too hard. And if it fails, learn from it.
As the year comes to a close, 4 unique and distinct individuals are coming together to reflect on what their year has looked like and make predictions for the coming one. We're sharing stories, vocalizing dreams, and putting it all out on the table. Welcome to the Recess Wrap-Up 2021. I'm Sulin.
And I'm Kessyl. Let's go. Well, hello there. I'm so nervous. I feel like so for the Recess podcast, we've always been just interviewing people, talking about things that I don't know, asking questions. And today we are here to talk about something that we know because we are talking about our life. I don't have any notes. I'm just blabbering. But today I brought on 2 of my girlfriends on the show. To just talk about the year, do some reflection. So let's just dive right in. Tell us what you do, who you are. We'll start with Shen. But when I say what you do, don't be like, hey, I'm an interior designer. But tell me a project that you have done recently that really fulfills your soul. Let's go, Shen.
Okay, so I'm Shen. What I do in life is, right, like I'm an interior designer, but I'm also trying to be an actor and also a painter. I do a lot of things in life, right? That's what you are as a person. But a project that really connects with my heart recently is I did a sustainable home in a certain store that I won't mention here. And being sustainable is a value that's really close to my heart. So
we all know that. All her friends know that.
It's a little annoying.
Head to toe sustainable.
I think we will get along very well. I'm just meeting these ladies for the first time and I think we can get along very well for those who have watched the Eco-Friendly podcast.
I feel you too. I feel your energy, Sulin. So yeah, that's my answer for who I am and what I did recently that really speaks to me, I guess.
That's good.
My turn.
Yes, it's your turn.
just like...
Hi everyone, I'm Quin. I'm a producer, video editor. So essentially work with a lot of stories. I think, so when Kessyl sent us the question, right? Like I was thinking about it. And I don't think I have one specific project that like it's super like so fulfilling. Like I've done a lot of projects that are meaningful for sure. And I've loved it. But I think if we talk about soul fulfilling, right? And I don't know if I'm like, this is me cheating my answer. But I feel like for the first time ever, I feel like I'm truly doing Project Me.
Wow.
Like I'm working on myself. And I feel like that like has been very soul fulfilling.
Yes.
Yeah. So
What is Project Me?
Whoa.
I mean, you brought it out, so like you didn't like of course I have to question you on
I think it's like you know when you think about it, when you're working on a project, you put so much effort into it. Like it's a very conscious effort. You spend time and you spend all this time figuring things out, problem solving, and also like connecting with the subject. Like you guys do podcasts as well, right? So like when you have a subject on board, you really want to connect with them. And I suppose like Project Me is like, how do I connect with myself? I don't know. I guess I'm still like figuring it out as well.
And I think this is what
a
a lot of people has always been trying to do, right? Like we keep seeking the high outside and you have to look inward, and this is Project Me. And I think this is the hardest project ever to discover and to look inward and see yourself.
Ask yourself the question and really answer it genuinely. It's so hard.
Speaking of projects, actually, we see Kessyl's face on Foodie Canteen, on Recess and everything. But actually, Kessyl, who are you? What are you doing?
What? Wait, I didn't know that we are doing this ourselves because they already know who we are.
Yeah, but I want to bully you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think, who am I? You know how you always see on Instagram, like, tell us who you are without telling us what you do.
Yeah. Like what defines you, but without telling you.
Right. But since we are talking about what we do here, I'm Kessyl. I'm the host of this podcast and also Foodie Canteen, and I work for Foodie. We do a bit of videos, editing, content creating, a bit of sales, helping local businesses get more rich.
Yeah.
So that's what
Without being a complete
support
plug.
local businesses.
Yep, that's what we do here. So why not? You want to talk about who you are, what you do, because I think that's pretty interesting.
Yes, I want to know more about you, Sulin.
Okay, so for those who have been watching the podcast, I guess I'm the co-host of Recess. I help Kessyl write the
Everything.
the Foodie Canteen show and like a bunch of stuff. So I actually have a degree in law, and that's where my major lies actually. Yeah, we'll get into that later, but let's just say that I'm a little bit everywhere. So I'm going back.
Same. Hey.
I don't even know anymore, right? But like, I love media. I love working with Kessyl.
sure.
And so that's what I'm doing now. Part-time with Foodie, editing and producing this, part-time lecturing, and probably going to give all of that up to go back to law next year. But we'll get into that. Okay, so that's who we are. Thank you very much, Kessyl. Moving on.
Okay, let's just go with the first question. Easy one.
When she says easy, she does not mean easy.
What would you call this season of your life?
Oh my God.
You see, she said easy, but it's not easy one.
Who wants to go first though? Shen, do you have the answer?
No, I do not have. I'm still figuring life out, so no, I
So
do not have.
but is that the word that like figuring life out could be a word for this season?
I feel like figuring my life out is a long-term season for me. Like everyone is always changing and becoming, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Becoming into something, this season could be becoming into a person that, accepts your creativity or accept where you are right now. But I feel like this year, okay, now that I think of it, this year is more of a season of acceptance for me, accepting where I am with my career. Like my acting career is probably not gonna happen very soon. But that's okay, I'm trying, right?
And you've been trying for a few years now, like since you were 15, and it's been like 10 years, 11 years. We are not ashamed of our age here, right? On this podcast,
I am.
Yes, I'm not ashamed. No shame. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm in this season of acceptance of where I am and what I want in my life, and also like my dreams. But I'm not giving up on what I'm setting out to do. So
Love it.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Quinn, you have yours.
I actually just had mine listening to.
Okay. Aha moment during the pod.
I think my word would be becoming.
Oh, girl. Michelle Obama right here.
Oh my God.
Right.
I don't know about the level that Michelle Obama is at. But I think like, again, coming back to like Project Me is like becoming me. But who is me is like the big question, right? And I think it's fine to be continuously searching and developing that answer.
Yeah.
But I'm in the process of doing that.
Yeah. Wow.
I love it.
Kessyl, you must choose a C word, okay? Because we have acceptance, we have becoming, so A,
Oh my
B, and then you
God,
have to be C already.
So
Because mine is D, so you better...
really, yours is D.
I can make it a D. Okay, that sounds so bad.
Okay, I was the one that came up with the questions, right? And I don't have the answers to them. But then yesterday when I was just setting this up at like 12 a.m., this scene that you see here, I'm so sad our Christmas tree cannot make it. But I was journaling and then I had this word. It's like so holy.
Is it C? Does it start with
It's
C?
not C. It's actually restoration. It's a bit too deep for me, but it just came to me as I wrote and like it just flowed out of my fingers. And I think we had 2 MCOs this year, and then life goes on as usual. We were traveling to like KL or like Ipoh, just in Malaysia. And I think I've been looking. I've done the Enneagram test before. I'm a 7. I think it's like the enthusiast or something along those lines.
Is that the one with the 4 letters?
Oh no, it's like
No, that's the 16
nine types.
personalities.
There's 9 types, right?
No, I'm not sure about that one, but the one she's referring to is the 16 personality one. So
No, I think it's
ENTJ.
9.
INT.
Enneagram is 9. But
Yeah.
okay, anyways. And then one of my traits, I don't label myself, but then I discover myself more through that. One of the traits is that I'm always looking for the next high. So I think that's what I've been doing. Yeah, she knows me. She's my high school friend. So I've been doing this for a while now, and I think it's nice to always be in the next high in career or like friendships or coffee. Then yesterday I just like, hey, I think I've been so in the moment in this hustle a bit. I don't like the word hustle, that I forgot who I am, and I feel like I need to restore this image of myself, of who I am.
Yeah.
Important. That I'm loved or all these things. That I
What you
don't
stand for.
that I don't look for the wrong things.
Yeah.
Like I have to restore this image of myself that only I can get my things right. Like the things that flow out of my hands will be right.
Instead of looking for the next high.
Yeah. Like restoration
high
is
is
my word.
always good.
Yeah. But Sulin, what's yours?
I think I would say transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I started this year in bar school, slaving away, and like I'm not joking when I say bar school literally broke me. And like I was a different person after that. And like I've always loved media and all these kind of things. So I decided like after bar school, I'm just gonna take time off and I'm just gonna do media because I want to, and I don't want anything to do with law. And having done media for so long and seeing the truth behind it is not always as fun as we make it out to be. And after doing all of this for so long, I'm just like, I realized a few months ago, I think I told you, I want to go back to law because I've always, it's always been something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the people who can, so I'm never a person that can take things that I don't like. When I see injustice or things I don't like, I want to do something about it. I won't just sit and complain. I will actually go and do something about it. There's so much wrong with our society that I want to do things with. And I was talking to another law friend about this, and it makes a lot of sense. The people who can make the change are the intersection in the Venn diagram between those who are able and willing. I'm very much willing, and I'm in a position that I'm privileged enough that I'm able to, I got the right education and everything to do what I need to do. And so I can't just sit down and not do what I need to do. So, I mean, it's so weird because this 2021, right? We're in 2021, okay?
Are we?
Every 3 months, so like from January to March, from March to every 3 months, if you were to ask me this question, I'll give you a different answer. And that has never been the case because I've always known what I want and I've always gone for it. And that has always been that. But like this year, I have changed personalities, or I've changed my goals and person more often than I've ever had in like my whole life. So transformation.
So that's okay.
I also feel like she's at that age, like early 20s, where you are discovering.
You are also early 20s. You are all early 20s.
Okay, we just have to accept the fact we are mid
midlife.
20s. Yeah. And I think it's a good age to be, honestly. Like I love it here because I know we know more of what we want. We've been through, and we don't take those bull crap anymore. But I think at this age, you are just discovering, you are doing so much. Like she works really hard and just discovering yourself. And I think transformation, it's a good word. And yeah, we're so excited for what's ahead of you next year.
Yes.
Okay, next question. I think this is a good one. But reflecting on this year, what was one thing that happened that helped you to understand yourself more or realize and uncover a new part of yourself?
This question in this morning at this
I
hour.
know, right? I wanted to do the recording at night, but yeah.
My brain.
It's like we need the yellow lights and some wine. But yeah,
It's 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, one thing that happened that helped you to understand yourself more or even realize a new part of you. You know what? I can go first to help you guys, okay?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sample answer.
Sample answer. Okay.
Template.
I was in my car park the other day, and then I saw this girl in the car. And then she was just like playing her really, really loud music, and she's just on her phone. And then my first response was, wow, it must be hard. It's not it must be hard, but she must be maybe having a hard time at home, and she's enjoying herself in the car. And I'm like, respect for that. Yeah. And I say that because the old me from a few years ago, when I see someone in the car park banging on their loud music, I'll be like, walao, noise pollution, yeah. Like, can you just go home? Like, you're home, why not you just go home?
Yeah.
But my first reaction to that girl is like, I empathize with her. Maybe she just don't want to go home and sit in the car and listen to music and have her own unwinding time after work before she goes back to, I don't know, her family. Yeah. And also the other day when I was driving on the road and I just saw this motorcycle on the other side of the road, he was just like swerving. And I'm like, wow, he must be having a good time. because the old mistress will be like, wow, this guy why drive like that? So reckless one. The cars behind very dangerous. Like that's just my first response from me like 1 year ago. But my first response was that, oh wow, maybe he's just enjoying his time. And I was so shocked that this me, because sometimes I like to gossip and like talk
Judge.
shit about other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I quite empathetic. Because there's something that my friends say that sometimes I don't feel like you have empathy. I'm like, what? What do you mean I don't have empathy? So my experience with this two experience with strangers just made me realize that maybe I am becoming more mature and less judgmental of other people, even though I still sometimes am, and I enjoy doing it sometimes. But yeah, it was just like something new for me in that moment when it happened. That was my first reaction.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
Especially coming from inside.
Yeah,
All right,
props to
ladies.
you.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the progress.
Yes.
Who wants to go next?
I can go next because I feel like this is a very vague answer because when you look back in life, right now it's the end of 2021.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, the process of like seeing, what did I do and what happened in the past year, it takes a longer time, maybe mid next year. Maybe I won't even figure it out until like end of next year. So I just want to say I don't exactly know what happened this year that made a big change in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm taking steps towards the things that I want. So like recently I quit my job, a full-time job.
After talking about it for 2 years, we are so proud of you.
Yes.
This deserves another like drum roll.
It took a lot of courage to, step out of that certainty into uncertainty.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I'm still figuring out what exactly happened this year, that big event in my life that changed the course of my life, right? My day-to-day life right now. But I can say that one thing that I did is making changes little by little. It doesn't have to be big changes. It could be like, waking up the next day and deciding I want to go for a soy latte instead of like a normal latte, things like that. So that's my answer. Making changes.
Yeah. Sulin, Quinn?
La la tampong.
Oh, we are doing that. Is this called la?
Oh my god! Okay.
So Quinn has
that's
to go
me,
first.
right?
We just play rock, scissors, paper, stone, and then Quinn has to go first now.
Yep, exactly. Do that for those audio listeners.
Yeah.
This was not anything weird. It was just rock, paper, scissors, stone. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Quinn goes
Rock,
first.
paper, scissors, stone.
Wait, what was the question?
The question is, what is one thing that happened this year that help you to uncover a new part of yourself or understand yourself more?
Yeah. When I think about this, I think about the theme of the year, and being in Malaysia and being in lockdown for so long, I think the work-life balance really went haywire. Not that but my work-life balance before lockdown was already quite
As if we had no life.
The day she was born, she's working,
Yeah, Queen is a really hardworking girl.
Yeah.
Like she's always doing stuff all the time.
Sit cannot steal. In Hokkien.
Cannot sit still.
I think, but because being in lockdown, it removes all the other distractions.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes you have work. If you have a really stressful week and then you go out with your girlfriends or boyfriend or friends, family, and unwind and de-stress. But because during the lockdown, we all didn't have that. And it was Zoom, but everyone was like so fatigued with the screen and stuff. I think it sort of like maybe forced me to reevaluate my relationship with my work.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Because it was in such abundance. And I think I've been really dissecting and trying to understand what does work mean to me.
And what did you find?
I think I derive a lot of value
From your work.
Yeah, from my work.
Preach, sister.
Yeah, I think a lot of people resonate with this. But there's no wrong in it. But it's all about the balance, right? And I think my balance was something that could have been worked on better. Yeah, and that's something that I've realized. A new part of me is like, whoa, I thought that, I wanted this, and I was like hustling and chasing it. But then, like, what does it mean for me to get that?
Mm.
And it's a huge question mark, which I'm trying to figure out as well. But I think work, there's no one incident, I suppose. But it's more like, I suppose if you say incidents like COVID happened.
That's what everyone.
I don't know. I personally quite enjoyed COVID. No. Okay. I have to
first.
Yeah, I have to preface this because the fact that we were all locked down at home, right? And so there was an excuse to do absolutely nothing other than study. And I think that was one of the only reasons I passed the bar, because like you are literally studying from 8 a.m. to like 12 midnight and then waking up doing it all over again for like 1.5 months before your exam. But like if we had to talk about an incident, it would be like after I worked with Foodie for a while. I was working part-time because I had to write up my master's thesis. And then at that time, like after 9 months straight, oh no, it's fine.
Okay.
After 9 months straight of just looking at law, and I really wanted to get away from that, and I did with Foodie. And then having worked most of the time with Foodie already, I realized that on my weekends and my days off that I was supposed to do my master's thesis, I started looking forward to doing my master's thesis again, and doing the other part of my brain was like a bit itchy, like, hey, go back to law, so like, I want to do this. And I think that was when I realized that as much as it was a difficult and very taxing life, it was also where I should be going back to, because it calls for me when I had an out. Like right now I have an out, I could be working here full time, and I could do lecturing full time or whatever, but I want to go back there. So,
And that is where you said about the willingness, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah, your
I'm not being
ability and
forced into
willingness.
anything.
Yeah.
I have an out that gives me a work-life balance that pays me better and all these kind of things, but I'm choosing to go back. So I think that's as clear a choice as it could possibly get.
Yeah, I'm glad. But back to what Quin was saying, and Sulin kind of chime in on it too, about work and trying to find this relationship with work. I think our generation right now, we derive our value a lot from what we do.
Capitalism!
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
a definition of
secondary
who you
to
are.
how much money you make. How much money you make and the value you bring, even though maybe it's maybe more influential, less on money. And I think it's a real struggle, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the whole like, I don't know, maybe it's because of the internet where you
See
have-
everyone's progressing.
correct. You see everyone's progress on Instagram, on Facebook, but you
Also
only
your
see the
family.
highs.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
also there's this whole like, 30 under 30. There's this rat race of like achieving
it-
something
yeah.
before you hit the big three or what.
Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
sometimes it kind of doesn't really have to. Even if you hit it at 35, it's fine, right?
Yes.
But it's something that I guess everyone has to go
Like-
through that process.
For me, I am a big dreamer, and I was also very I'm a person that really focuses a lot on my dreams, and I know what I want. And when I was 15, I tell myself, by the age of 22, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and be in a movie, But that obviously did not happen. And at that point of my life, I find myself in a very not healthy situation, because I would be so stressed out, because I would be like finding the next audition and like really stressing myself, and like really be unhappy with what I have, which is already like a good thing at that time, like I'm healthy, I have a family, I have a good relationship with my then boyfriend. And so I missed out on the little things because I was so focused on pursuing that dream that is obviously out of my control. So yeah, I forgot why I got into this, but
But the question is, do you know who you are without your work?
yes. Wait, no. I'm just like agreeing with you. Like
she
that
knows.
is-
She
no,
knows.
no.
Who am I?
Okay, that's a question, isn't it? Because like we always say that, we are living in a society where we define ourselves by our work, and that's a problem. And the people are now saying that more and more. But my question to everyone who's complaining, right, is what's the solution? Let's say you introduce yourself to someone, right?
Yeah.
Obviously within the first 3 sentences.
I love hiking.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, exactly. So what would you describe yourself? If let's say, I don't know, for some people, like their Instagram page is a representation of themselves, all the different sides of them. Work is a very big part of it, and I think that applies to many, many people. But other than work, what are you? Like, what is the right answer? What are you talking about? I'm a mother, I'm a daughter.
I feel like there's no right answer. It's something that you choose to be proud of to define yourself, for me. Because I feel like I had the same thought. Like I asked Quin literally, like, how do you define yourself without saying, I am an interior designer, I am a doctor, you know, what you do. Because what you do in life, like your career, takes up most of your time. So of course you're gonna go straight to like that answer, you know, this is who I am, my career.
And this is the societal standard
Yeah.
too. Like we know you and define you
Yeah.
by this.
Yeah.
Right. I think we don't have an answer for now, but apart from work, I'm sure at this age we kind of know that we don't immerse ourselves fully into work. We have hobbies like hanging out with friends, hiking,
But then
painting,
you
and
could
that will
also
do for now.
define yourself with like values, you know, like who are you? And you could say like,
I'm honest.
yeah, like I am.
Empathetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
So like,
The-
yeah.
Roughly.
Like I am cheerful, you know, like soothing, I'm full of energy. So
Yeah.
that could also be something that
Yeah.
you could be proud of or define yourself as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's also there's not a single answer out there. I think it's actually about finding the right balance. I think
Is
like
there
having-
balance though in life?
I think there is a right balance for everyone. But
And it's very internal, like you feel it internally when you find that balance.
yeah.
'Cause it's different for everyone.
Exactly. Like some people want to work 7 days a week, and if that's what they want, that's fine. If
Yeah.
that's the balance for them. So I think the question is, what is the right balance for me, right?
Yeah.
Like what I think Elon Musk worked like 7 days a week, and he truly loves it.
Yeah.
It looks like it. Not that I know Elon Musk.
I mean, to be fair, if you work a job as his, like, why not, right? Like, you pay me, what is it, like a couple of thousands an hour, I will love my job also, whatever the heck it is.
I think during the pandemic, I think I had many moments where like, you know, sometimes you've worked so long, and I don't know if you girls have had that experience where on your day off, you kind of don't really know what to do with yourself. You're like, oh should I? Like,
What is
Yes.
what is a day off? I'm still
Yes.
waiting to see what that is.
Right. Yeah. So I think like, yeah, that was one of the moments that like sort of nudged me to trying to like figure out. I suppose like I said, Project Me. Is there more beyond work?
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with defining yourself from work.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just finding that balance.
Right.
It's all work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just move on to the next question. Okay.
What
Biggest
happens-
lesson you've learned this year? Shen,
No,
biggest lesson you've learned this year? Celine, you want to go first? I think I had one, but I want to change it.
biggest lesson I've learned this year. Motivation has to come from within. Because if I jumped into pupillage right after bar school, I would be broken and hate my entire life.
Yeah.
The fact that I came out, got better, and then decided to go back, that has to come from within. And my parents agree with me as well. Because like to work the way we do, especially to give, like, I don't know, but when I work, I give everything, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is, do it well, do it to the best of my abilities. And the only way I can do that is with the right amount of fuel. And that fuel comes from within. And if you don't believe in your work, if you're not choosing to be there, that's going to be really hard for you to give your best. And I'm completely empathetic to people who work because they have to, because they're in a job, because they have no choice, financial situations and all that. But when you are given that choice, I think take it. You know, you need to want to be where you are, especially if you work the way we do. If not, you're going to question yourself every single day and hate your life. So yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, maybe not in our generation, the generation before, don't have that privilege.
Yeah.
And I feel like we definitely we learn from what we see, right? So I feel like a lot of people in our generation is still trying to step out of that bubble of like just working and like looking at life from the outside
Yeah.
instead of like really looking at life from the inside out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I spend more time at my job than with my friends, family, and on myself. So I better love my dang job. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also worth noting that like it's also a privilege for us to have the choice of like I
Yes.
don't want to work all the time.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's recognizing and acknowledging that privilege. But also there is no shame in it if we have it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
Yeah.
thing to put it out there.
I think it's slightly different because we're not really big in age gap, but like you said, mid versus early. Me and my friends, we don't stop working. I know it's really toxic, it's really bad, but I think we're at that point where we're just like, yeah, we'll accelerate, run into a brick wall, and then we'll come back. But for you guys, you've already hit that point where it's
I think that's
don't
like
want
early
the torture.
20s too. I'm like this in my early 20s, but right now I'm just not like that anymore.
I still feel like I'm running into a brick wall. So
And that's fine.
yeah.
I think in your 20s, each year is so huge.
I know.
And it goes
right?
by so fast.
Your thoughts also change, your perspective change. You're
Yeah.
like, this is what I want right now and for the rest of my 20s. But then when you are 26, you think differently compared to when
Yeah.
you're 23.
Yeah. You know, in your early 20s, everyone's like, sleep is for the weak. Now, after
Hustle
a
is
few
the
years,
keyword.
Yeah.
Now I nap
after
whenever
a
I
few
can.
years, it's like sleep is for
The strong.
Yeah.
Wait, biggest lesson. So,
Oh wait, yeah. What's
yes.
the question?
Biggest lesson you've learned this year.
To check the cameras when you're rolling. No, I'm actually worried about what the YouTube's gonna
Oh.
look like.
I have one.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. So recently I started painting for. I started painting again. The first project I did was actually for Kessyl.
Yes, the one you see in the background.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you see it if you're on
gorgeous.
YouTube.
I thought you bought it on.
No, it's by Shen. It's a gift. It's a housewarming gift.
I'll zoom in over there.
But it's I'm not really happy with that one. But okay. Anyway, I was painting for my a family member,
Yeah.
and it's a huge piece, and it was really stressful because like I never really thought before I started. You know, like what if this person hates it, and like didn't dare to say anything because, you know, she's related, like she's family. And when I was doing the project, I was so stressed because of all the thoughts that I had. Like, what if this person hates it? You know, like really imposter syndrome. lah.
yeah.
And I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? This is what I love doing, and I just gotta trust myself. It's a painting. Not everybody's gonna like it, and that's okay. That's fine. I love it because I see the vision of it. You know, I can see the end result of it, and I know it's gonna be good. So that thought like really helped me to push myself to finish the painting that I did, and like really believed in myself. So that part, I feel like that experience really solidify my creative self.
And
which
gave
is
you a
really-
confidence boost as well.
Yes. So it's really from like Sulin said internally. Yeah, you can't like just kept on like you can't push yourself based on what other people give you, like feedbacks from others. Yes, it's important to accept criticism, constructive criticism, but it's also really important to believe in yourself and like encourage yourself from within. So I feel like that was really important for me, just from recent experience. Anyone else?
Queen.
There's probably a few,
Mm-hmm.
but I suppose the biggest one was learning to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how her voice slowed down as well. She's learning to slow down. Queen's voice.
Yeah, learning to slow down, essentially. I think that has been something that I'm in the process of. Accepting, trusting the process as well.
Yes.
I think that's a huge one.
Yeah.
That's very Queen. She always says this.
Yeah.
Trust the process.
Yes,
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah, they should. You guys would know. Yeah. Yeah. And like the thing is, I know these things, but sometimes you forget them. And you have reminders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go back to your natural habit instead of like just
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What about you?
I think mine is if it's not you, then who?
As in, like, who's gonna do the
Define.
Tell
thing?
me more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think growing up, I like mad respect for architects, accountants, amazing Asian parents approved job. You get the money, you get people's problems fixed, and it's a complex system and you're smart. But I was never that kind of person. Neither did I believe that I was the creative person. But what I'm doing right now is more creative, like creating contents.
Actually.
You're always creating. Kessyl.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
I never believed it until I think this year.
And you're also solving
Actually,
people's
same,
problems.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
like I only start to see maybe seeds of it this year, but I was when like in community with my friends, they're like, hey, I need ideas. I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm not the creative one. Like
Yeah,
creative
I
is
know
not
what
a
you
word
mean.
tied to my name, Kessyl.
I think
know what
like
you mean.
seeing what Kessyl grow up, really like I've known her since she was like what
15,
yeah 15
14, yeah, 14. I think.
and seeing her grow up into this strong person that she is, I really definitely see a growth in the the confidence of being a creative person, because she's always pushing herself. She knows that she has interest in like the creative things, but then like seeing her doing this every single day, she's really, really creating, and I think you should really be proud of yourself.
I feel like we should give you a
Yeah,
clap. But I'm like, how do I work this?
You know how to do this.
Okay, that's nothing.
Okay. Right. But I think really though, and then I ask myself like, if it's not me, then who? And I think it applies to everyone else, like everyone who's listening to this podcast and on this table, like we have to stop having imposter syndrome. And I know Queen has like the biggest imposter syndrome curse.
This confident
But
lady.
she's so capable, she's so able, and she's so down, she's so resourceful. But I just, like to everyone out here, like if it's not you, then who's gonna do it?
Yes.
It's you. It has to be you. If not, then you're doing the world a favor when you fulfill that purpose.
It's kind of going back to what I said just now, that Venn diagram, the people who are able and willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If not you, then
It's
who?
you.
Able and willing.
Okay.
It's you.
So
From
this,
within.
All right.
this question, I made the first part, Suli made the second.
Yeah.
What has always been your biggest fear, and how close did it come to materializing? I can't pronounce this word. All these big words is Sulin. But
Excuse me.
your biggest fear, and how close did it come to materializing?
I can start.
Yes.
I have an
please.
irrational fear with fishes.
That's so lame.
We know answers wrong.
Like salmon? Okay.
No, I just have a...
She's almost a vegan too,
joke,
actually.
Just a joke.
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
is that why you like?
Yeah, that's why I have fear of diving or like
Okay.
snorkeling. I
Right.
can't do
That's
it.
But you're such a
John
big nature
was-
person, though.
I'm a big nature person,
Yeah.
but I cannot be inside the ocean.
Okay.
Okay, it makes all sense now.
But I did. But I did actually snorkeled and saw the turtles. Was it
Okay.
this year?
Was that nice?
It was nice for like a hot 2 minutes.
And then you had to get up.
Yeah, then I had to get up. It's
I love how she
scary.
gave this like I'm afraid of fishes answer in a pool of like life and like midlife crisis.
You need
I'm scared of
comedy
fishes.
in life. You need
Yeah.
comedy.
That's good.
Life's a
That's good.
comedy.
Yeah.
If you treat life as a comedy, it
Yeah, I feel like you should just make yourself a joke
Yes,
so that you
that's what I
don't
do.
cry. Yeah, I was just talking about it. Like just take
This
it
is-
easy, man.
This is actually an advice from my acting professor in my last semester of
Yeah.
school. She's like, life's a she's a Russian lady, and she's like, life's a comedy. I don't know how to do the accent, but like life's a comedy. And then like from then on, like you don't really like you still take yourself seriously, but then like you
Can you
look
say it
at
into the mic because
Oh,
this is so
sorry.
good. This is so good. Say it again, man.
You don't take like life is a comedy. You still take yourself seriously, but you do things with like a really light heart and
Yes.
like just like you
Preach.
put effort, but you don't take yourself too hard. Yeah. And if it fails, learn from it.
It's very
Come up from
important.
it. Yeah.
Sometimes you just have those office moments where you just like look at the imaginary camera and just like just do that.
The Modern Family vibe.
Modern family vibes. Like, look at
I love
it.
that. I love
No,
it.
I'm not
Oh
even
my
joking.
gosh.
Like sometimes in
That's
my
like my
life
favorite
when my
show.
mom says something or like someone says something and I just like there's no one there and I'm just like looking at
Breaking the fourth wall.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's good. That's good, man. Quinn.
I feel like I should follow that up with I'm afraid of frogs.
Get out the doors that way, man. Give me the real feel, yo.
How often do you encounter frogs in your life?
I know, right?
Very often.
Depends on where you are.
Raining and you're in a landed
Yeah.
landed house. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think I have, for the longest time, one of my biggest fear is regret. Like living with regret. And I think like one of my biggest fear, and it was such a drive for such a long time, is that I don't want to suddenly wake up one day, you know, when I'm like 40 or 35 or whenever, and regret my life before. Like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done this.
I'm having goosebumps, man.
Whoa.
Like,
I love that. I love that sound effect. Yeah,
But,
I think that has been one of my biggest fear, and that's why I chase a lot of different opportunities because I don't want to wake up
And feel like you
one
lost
day
it.
suddenly and realize that, oh, I want to do that, but it's already too late.
The what-ifs, right?
Yeah, the what ifs. I think there was a quote from a movie. It's an amazing quote. It's like, what and if are two very ordinary words, but when put together, has the power to haunt you for your entire life. I mean, I might be butchering it or,
But sounds
Paraphrasing.
makes sense to me. Makes sense. Like what and if, and then you put it together and
Yeah.
like what if?
yeah. I just don't want to be haunted by what if.
And that applies not just to work, by the way.
Yeah, and I think this year is like, what if I wake up, because we talk about work as well. What if 5 years from now I regretted working so hard? Not that there's any shame in working hard, but it's like finding the balance.
It's your priorities, I would say.
Yeah.
Kessyl.
You want to go first? Because my answer is long, man.
Ooh. Which animal?
Kessyl, but you go first. You want to go first?
Failure.
Oh, that's something.
Because I've lived my whole life going after what I want and not having any regrets. That's why I was MCing while studying, while this and that and all that kind of things.
Right.
Bar school was the first time that I put myself 100% in something and I legit thought I was gonna fail. And I did not know how I was gonna deal with because 40% of people pass the bar on the first try. Statistically, right? We are in hot water kind of thing. Yeah. So I think bar school has really, really changed me and my outlook on life. And I think right now it's not so much. I have to accept that you will fail sometimes. I mean, that's life.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
But usually when I fail, back then, it's like a hiccup or it's a slip up or whatever. But I never completely fall off the bandwagon. Bar school was the time that I legit thought I was going to completely fall off the bandwagon. And that's the biggest reality check. That I'm not invincible. I might fall off. And right now, I don't think it's a mistake that I can choose not to repeat. I think it's more just it almost happened and it was the closest it has ever been to happening. And right now I'm trying to apply for pupillage and all this kind of thing. And that's a whole thing in itself, trying to find jobs in the current market. And I just hope that I don't fail. There are other things that I'm willing to fail in and there are some things that I just not am willing to fail in. And I'll keep going until I hit a wall because what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And sorry. You know what? Listening to you, I just suddenly had a moment and I going back to the lesson this year, I think I'm learning how to celebrate the micro successes.
Yes.
I think that's so important.
The side quest.
Yes.
The side quest that makes up the big quest, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a part of slowing down.
Yeah.
I think even if let's say someone's studying for the bar or anything, but it's a huge long process. What are the micro tasks that you tick off and celebrate that micro? Today I woke up early to study, or today I spent 1 hour doing yoga or what. I think that's really important as well.
Makes a lot of sense. Working with Kessyl kind of taught me that because sometimes Kessyl would be like, okay, we did a really good job this week, let's just go. And then I'll be like, wait, what? You're not gonna make me stay and do this? She's like, no, leave, please, stop working. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I think there's just a difference between early 20s, which is amazing. I want to go back there again, man, seriously. But
You can.
here is
Age
good.
is just a number.
I know. By taking my undang again, I feel like I'm 17.
For those who are unaware, Kessyl is actually getting her driving license.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh my God, stop. Okay. It's a secret. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. So let me tell you about a dream that I had.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yes, Kessyl.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Anyone got their dream diary, to translate Kessyl's story? Okay.
It's actually just a few days ago. Wow, it's so vivid. I think 4 days ago during the weekday. I had it noted down because I don't want to forget the dream. So this dream is I am in Times Square of New York City. But this Times Square is in KL. Okay, so it's pavilion area where it's very happening, a lot of tourists. And then we were just, when I say we, I think it was me and my dad and somebody else. I don't know who is this person, but they say in dreams, you only see the people that you've actually seen in real life. I don't know who is this, but it's a girl. And then we were eating. And then suddenly there was just a very huge, a marathon. But people were running so fast. There were dogs, German Shepherds, Rottweilers, horses, people who walk in Wall Street. I don't know where this come from, but in my dream, I know that these people, they walk in Wall Street, bankers, doctors, they were running so fast like they're going to war. And then my dad was like, what is happening? I said, I don't know. Let me go and find out. So I went and then I approached this doctor in the white suit with glasses. I'm like, why are you guys running so fast? And then he's just like, we are running towards the end of the port to eat the freshest sashimi.
Oh my God.
And then And then my dad was like, why are you not running? Why do you not know that these people are running to get the freshest sashimi? Why are you not running with them? And then I was just like so mad. I'm like, Dad, I don't come here. I don't like coming to this like Times Square, New York City places, like the places like this touristy spot. I don't like coming here. And I've been here for less than 2 times and I choose to pace myself. That's the words that I say to him. Clap. Yep. Thanks, Queen. And then I confronted him. And then I said, stop telling me I'm not enough because I'm not running like the others. And I just walked off to the bathroom. And then this girl came with me and then she's like, hey, thanks for speaking up for us. Like I was like zipping myself and like doing and it's funny because like I love my dad and we had a lot of this kind of conversations and it's so funny that he's the antagonist in this dream, but he supports all my dreams. Like, if you want to do this, just go. I'll be there for you. But it's just so vivid. Like, I think to myself, like, why is the dogs like Rottweiler and German Shepherd, which in real life, they're very strong. They're very fierce. They are like police dogs and like Rottweilers, they don't bite people. And yeah, and I think the fear of not being enough is like, wow, very real for me. But all this while, I always have conversations like this with 2 of you when we are just hanging out and I'm the first person to say, I am enough. Tell yourself you're enough. Yeah. And this dream is just like, ew. Yeah. You know?
I think also because like I think your dad plays a big role because your dad is such a big figure in your life. And obviously he doesn't like pressure you to like, you know.
Yeah, I think maybe he subtly pressure me by asking me questions like, hey, maybe it's time to move. What's new? What's next? But it's like, you know what? As long as you're happy.
Like then maybe a part of you also like don't want to disappoint him because
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perhaps it's also like, perhaps your dad it could also be a symbol for the conventional
dream interpretation.
Are we in divination class now? Like,
no, this dream is like the most vivid
crystals and start putting it on the
like the
table.
most vivid dream I had in a long time, you know?
I don't know.
Like these people in Wall Street, the
Right.
doctors, the Rottweilers, the German Shepherd. Wow, say.
Yeah.
I guess we don't like when it comes to creative people, we don't necessarily fit into the success criteria that society has deemed, right? So I feel like as in the creative department, we creative people, we often compare ourselves to societal standards, which isn't exactly. I feel like it's quite new in Malaysia, you know. So there isn't really a standard that we're comparing it to. So we're comparing it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that actually brings up a really good point. So the song "Never Enough" from The Greatest Showman.
Oh,
Yes, that was my yelling song. Like when I was like broken when I was studying basketball, I literally never enough. I'm never enough. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's good, man.
That's a theme song.
Yeah. You know, when you were talking about your dream, and when you're talking about the sashimi, I had like, it brought me back to Spirited Away.
Oh, I've watched that movie once, but I
Yeah.
That
Have you guys,
movie
have you?
is-
No.
That movie is so scary for me. For real.
Yeah, actually as a child, when I watched it, it gave me like anxiety.
I was
But there's a
traumatized.
scene where, spoilers ahead,
okay.
there's a scene where in the beginning, where so they stumble upon this spirited
Okay.
world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the spirited world has this abundance of like amazing food and stuff that's just not touched.
Okay.
And the parents went ahead and started like
Eating
indulging
it, yeah.
themselves. And I can't remember what's in between, but then I think there was a moment when she turned back, her parents became pigs.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
They were
okay.
no longer, and she was trying to wake them. I remember
Wow.
she was
I
like,
was
what is happening?
traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it traumatized
Okay, I
me
think
as
I
a
remember
child
this
too.
scene. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like as if that's sort of like all these people rushing to eat the sashimi.
Yeah.
But also, if you put that in real life, if you see that, you know, reflect that onto real life, isn't that what we are all doing? Like in Malaysia,
rat
yes, we
race.
celebrate food also,
Oh.
like literally food. People would be, you know, buying, you know, this food is imported from da 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 da, you know, like chasing for that when that is not good for the environment.
Not
Oh,
sustainable.
come back already. Environment full circle. Okay,
No, I'm just saying like this scene, it's so real for our people right now. Like you can literally see it in real life. You know, they don't see it in. Of course, people don't turn into pigs, but if you just if you just take that idea and then like look at it through that lens, it's so realistic, and it's still traumatizing me until like up to this point. Yeah, this rat race that we're in.
I think it's about, again, balance. I feel I'm a broken recorder at this point.
But I think, I think we can do a whole show to debunk this dream, because there's like this strong people in the Wall Street, finance and bankers and like doctors, all this Asian parents approved jobs. And then the running to eat the freshest sashimi. Like, how foolish is that? And isn't that life in a nutshell? Like, we are just chasing status, fame, numbers, money. I mean, good. It's amazing to have money. Without money, we can't do this right now. We can't sit here and like talk. But say.
Yeah, I think there's so much to like unpack with your dreams. Like, like I'm getting so excited. Like perhaps like all these people are like dreams that are out there. You know, we as we grew up, everyone on the Asian are like told to chase all the CEOs, become CEOs, become doctors, become all these great people. And perhaps for you, Kessyl is like your dad is your biggest like maybe role model, and you look to him for direction.
Like, there's a benchmark also. Like, we want to do better than our parents. That's how we can be called successful, right?
Because our parents want us to be better.
They want the best for us.
And they give us so much, you know, like my mom like gave me everything. So of course you want to be better, so that, you know, to prove that to your parents that
they didn't waste their money.
Okay, let's just move on to last two questions. What is one mistake from this year that you are not repeating?
Silence.
Is this show like too down? Like, we're asking all these like really sad questions? Because I don't want to be like, what's one happy thing that happened to you? And then like, I got a new job. Like, that's so boring.
That's why I brought in the fish.
Okay. Right.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yes, go ahead.
Setting up the tech properly.
While you speak on this, let me go check on the cam. Just keep on rolling.
Because the number of times, so this, for everyone who's aware, this is the first like in-person shoot that Kessyl and I have done. We've done so many podcasts, but this is the first in-person shoot that we're trying to do. And we are facing several technical difficulties. For those who are listening on Spotify, you have the privilege of having the sound being edited nicely and all those things. But in YouTube, right now, the only thing on my mind is the fact that the visuals may get cut out, and I'm just like, we need a studio. And and thankfully that's a mistake that I know that we will probably not be repeating, because as far as I'm aware, Foodie's gonna get an upgrade in tech. So
And Suli's leaving us, so
don't
it's not a problem anymore.
I will still care. I still care about this. But yeah, that's a mistake that we're not repeating. Either way, I don't have to encounter this anymore. Whether it's because we're getting better tech or because I'm leaving, whichever comes first.
Sounds good. Next, please.
Best tech.
Wait,
Mistakes.
what was the question?
What's
a
one
mistake?
mistake you are not repeating from this year?
I feel like in life, you are bound to make mistakes. And for me, what's important for me is like really learning from that mistake and be better at it. I don't remember specifically a mistake that I did and I would never repeat it, but I'm open to making mistakes. And that allows me, for me, like personally, it gives me the freedom to explore and really like trust myself. And if you don't know you don't have the exact answer to a certain question, that's fine. You do your best, and if you did a mistake and if you failed at it, learn from it and be better at it. I know it's so cliche, but this is what I'm like.
Timely.
Yeah, like accepting where I am. Yeah.
You want to go first?
Okay, sure. I'll go first. I'll take one for you, Quin. I feel like this might be too premature to talk about it now, but I think just letting people speak into my life too quickly. Because I think in this line of job, we meet a lot of people. And I think really choosing the people that allow you're allowed to speak into your life and like make him or her a key person. I ain't gonna do that in 2022, yo. Because yeah, it's rough, man. I honestly I believe in the best intentions of people. Right? I trust people easily. If we can vibe and we can connect, like, yes, you're
That's a
my
good
friend.
thing. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah, I
thing.
love that because I don't have a lot of wall and I feel I'm such a I don't have so much chips on my shoulder because of that. It's not like, hey, I met this new person. Does he want something from me? Does she want something from me? Then I think it's so tired to live. It's so tiring to live this way. So, but I think have to filter a bit lah, huh?
I feel like I think we've talked through this, like me, you, Quinn. There are gonna be amazing people that's gonna step into your life with like lots of followers and like success and millionaire, right?
Or like really amazing values.
Yeah, amazing
Yeah.
values.
Good people.
But you really have to stand firm on your own value, like what you stand for. And then once you
But I think really finding your own value is so difficult though.
tough. It's
Because like
tough.
we throw the word value around so casually. Like it's honestly a value is trust a value? I don't know. Like is it a
Yeah.
character or a value?
Be both.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it can like okay, maybe value isn't a good word to use, but like knowing who you are is also really tough.
Yeah.
But just like knowing what you stand for and like believing in yourself and step into that whatever relationship that you have or stepping into like know who you are and what's important to you. I feel like
Yeah.
that's really important. Like we talked about this the other day.
Yeah. I think for me would be to listen to myself more.
Trust your gut.
Yeah. Or like
Instead of other people's voices.
yes, perhaps, yes. But also like, sometimes like if you're tired, then just acknowledge that you're tired, accept it and
Yeah.
rest. Or
Yep.
if you're I can't think of another example, but I'm pretty sure there is
Yeah.
a few more examples. It's just
So-
not coming to mind.
Right. Say about that. Just like 2 days ago, I was going to visit a friend's family, and then they said, "Yeah, I'm down to go. Let's go." And then, like 20 minutes before, I'm like, "I'm not feeling it.
Right.
Can I
Yeah.
call it off? I'm sorry. Let's just meet another time." And I think the early 20s me wouldn't do that. I'm like, I have to go. I have to be a man of my word. But at this point, I'm like, hey, I think after COVID and everything, we know boundaries and we are in deep relationships. We know I respect. It's not that you don't show up because you feng fei gay, you PPK, you put airplane, whatever. But it's like, I know who you are. If you're not showing up, I know because you need some time to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great example as well. Yeah, like listening to yourself.
Yeah.
If you need space, then you give yourself space. I think back then when we were younger,
Yeah.
and I
We're
think
not
a lot
that
of-
old too, you know.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, 26, 27. Yep.
yeah. I think we would like I don't feel like it, but I'll push myself and go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like living. What's your truth at this moment, and embracing that and living
Yeah.
it.
I love that because I think Quinn throughout this podcast, your answers has always been inward. And I think it's not that it's selfish because I think sometimes we are so scared to like care for ourselves first. Self-care is such a word that has been a buzzword for a few years now. And it's become very individualistic and selfish. But I think for you, it's like, because you have been serving the others and working for the others for so long, like this is your breakthrough year of like, you know what? Me first. Because the other people ain't taking care of me, man.
But also, I feel like it also doesn't cancel out the other people. I
Okay.
suppose it's all
Yep.
about the balance, right?
Yeah.
Like I think Shen Yi was talking about, and Sulin was talking about finding the motivation from within. But it also doesn't mean that
You
I
have to
think for me,
cancel out
yeah,
others.
I think for
Yeah.
me it doesn't mean that motivation from others doesn't matter.
Yeah, it matters.
Like it's not about the extremities, but finding a balance that is sustainable.
yes.
I think it's like because everything in extremes
Yeah.
are bad.
Yep.
Maybe bad is not the right word, but everything in extremes
Not
cannot
healthy.
go far.
It
Not
doesn't
healthy. Yes,
sustain
not
you.
healthy is the
Yeah.
right word. It's like if someone were to be like, I don't care about what other people think, and then they're just fully in their own world, that could also be unhealthy.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the spectrum, if I'm all like just in my all just following what like other people want you to do, that's also not healthy.
Yeah. I think like for self-care, right, especially for us when we are hustling, or all those people who are like self-proclaimed hustlers like myself and my friends, when we think about self-care, we're just like, no, we cannot, it's a waste of time or something like that, right? But like this, no, I'm serious, I'm not even joking. I'm like, what is self-care? No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, this is how I self-care. I put
I
all
love
my
it. Like
mask,
right
dry
now,
my
it's like
hair.
Celine is early 20s and we're all just looking at her.
Like, you poor
Damn,
naive child.
No, we were there.
Yeah.
And really no judgments though, because I think this is the age where you just have to pass through that phase.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot skip. You
But
cannot skip it.
the thing that I saw this year that really like, okay, so this is the self-care part that will appeal to the hustlers. So how to make hustlers want to self-care, okay? This is the best quote I've seen on the IG or whatever it was. If you don't schedule maintenance for your equipment will schedule maintenance for you, right? And that's like what we see on factory floors and stuff like that. You are also a factory.
Yeah.
So that's what self-care is. Self-care is scheduled maintenance. Because if you don't schedule maintenance, you will fall sick, you will have mental breakdown, and then you laggy cannot work, and that screws up your schedule even more.
That's good.
So that I think is the way to sell self-care to the hustler and productive people in life. Because that's what I learned this year.
Love that.
Yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
love it.
Okay, final
Alright.
question.
Kessyl.
Let's go. Final liao. Final liao.
you know
Okay,
what,
don't
there's
scared.
more.
Don't scared.
Because Kessyl
Okay,
said
so
that we're too
with-
depressed already. So we need to look forward and we need to be a bit more positive.
Hey, you want to ask the last question? Oh no, I want to ask it.
Yeah, this is your question.
Because this is my English.
Yeah. Okay. This is the first time Kessyl write a script this year.
Actually, no.
I'm joking.
Okay, no, it's fine. You know how we always set goals and rarely do them? What's
No.
one? Oh no, you do all your goals. Okay, girl. Sorry, you're not that person. What's one of the goals you've always been wanting to do and you are actually gonna do them in 2022?
See, that's a tough question. All your questions are so tough.
Who wants to go first? Celine, I feel like you have the answer though.
Me?
Do you have the answer?
When I set my mind to something, I do it.
So
I
you-
don't
This
delay.
is not you. This answer is an NA. Celine.
I mean, okay, like how, okay, I set goals and I go out to do them. I guess like one thing I learned is to be a bit more flexible with my goals, but I'm still going to go full steam ahead and do it. And if I don't do it, then I'll fail and then I'll break down. But like, I don't know. I just like, I've never put off any goal. Like, I guess the goal that I put off before
Go
this.
your goals, man.
No, okay. I've always wanted to go media full time.
Okay,
But I've never had a
and
chance
you
because I
did
was
it.
in law. But I've been doing it now already. And
Yeah.
I wanted to lecture and I've already done that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good with all the
That's good, right?
backlog
She
of
caught up.
goals.
She caught up with everything.
Yeah, I
else.
caught up
There's
with
no more
everything.
catch up to play. Okay.
I don't have any answers. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'll go first. So again, my dad. Hello. I'm not a daddy's
Does
girl,
he
please.
listen? Does he
That is
listen to
cool.
I will ask him to listen to this. I think,
That's my
but
boy.
he's like the antagonist in this, though.
We should bring him in.
I know, right? I think
Yeah,
he'll give
should
such
have
good
fun with
advice.
him.
But talk about advice. We had breakfast last weekend. Was it last weekend or one of the weekday before work? He said that we were talking about relationships, family relationships, husband and wife, friends, relationship in the workplace, and he said that don't speak too soon unless you are after 70. You can let them talk all they want. Your grandparents, they can talk all they want. Don't stop them. But if you are below 70, don't talk anything too early. And I think that's so true because I came back from New York 2 years ago, 2019.
Girl.
And then I was like, Penang is it. I want to be here forever, build my country, build my city. I don't want to go back out there in the city again. I want to build my island. And then 2 years, I'm here now for 2 years and I'm like,
A bit bored already, yeah?
yeah, I feel like
Are you
it's
looking
time.
for the next high?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for a next high though. And I think, I think I spoke too soon. That was like my
Right.
early 20s. And so the one thing that I've wanted to do is to move to another city. So I'm moving to KL in February and I'm planning towards that. Everything is
Is
kind
this how
of
we're announcing
set.
it?
Yeah, everything is kind of set and so my close ones already know. So yeah, I think I talked about moving to KL a bit this year, March, like maybe work there once a month. But then I visited last month for 2 weeks. 2 weekends, and I was like, I kind of like this. Let's just do it. What's stopping me? I mean, some things are stopping me, but but like you said, the regret, the what if.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in my 36 with family, and then like I wanted to move to a city and I didn't do it.
Right. Yeah.
Penang is a city, by the way.
Okay,
Just
another
follow.
city. Sorry, another city. So yeah, I'm doing that next year in February. I set the date and like just let's go, man, let's go.
Yeah.
So
And I always joke at Kessyl that she's
Congrats.
following me.
thank you. And I think it really the Quin was like
Yes, the green one. Yeah.
yeah, but what my dad said was so good. I thought it's like after maybe 40 you can talk all you want. But 40 maybe your mind will change again. You always change. Like you said, you're always changing.
Like,
That's a really good one. Props
talk-
to Papa Kessyl.
talk what you want, as in like setting goals, definitive goals, right? Is that what you mean?
I think talk what you want as in they have walked 60 years on this earth. Let them talk all that they can in their 70s. Like, 我不喜, I don't like this. No, I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna eat this.
Right.
But I think now you don't say
Yeah.
you're never gonna eat this. You're never gonna go there. I'm never gonna hang out with people like that.
Yeah.
I think no, don't use the word never because
Never say
cute.
never, never.
So-
yeah,
Yeah, like don't
Yeah.
limit yourself. That's-
don't limit yourself. But when you're 70, you know what? You already know what you want. You already know what you don't want.
Yeah.
You already know what kind of people you don't want to hang around.
Yeah.
That's when you can.
And also, there's not
make
much
it-
time to make a change anyway. So
Yeah,
never mind lah.
unfortunately. So-
I wonder how we would be in 70.
Okay, at 70,
Yeah.
we're going to come back. We're going to record a second.
Are we still gonna be alive? Is podcast still a thing? But yeah, go ahead, girls.
What's the
What's
question?
yours?
What's your goal for next year?
A goal that you have put off that you
Yeah.
are going to do next year. Because if it's a goal for next year, I have an answer. But if it's a goal I put off, then I'm sorry.
So spoilers, not really spoilers, but Quin and I, we discussed this on our way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
this episode, a lot of sneak peek,
Yeah.
a lot of revelations coming up.
Because I feel like both Quin and I, we used to be a person who, set lots of goals. I still have my own personal goals, but like Quin and I are learning to trust the process. I'm also I'm learning to trust the process. So like when I quit my job, full-time job, I don't really have any plans. The 3 months, I quit my job in May. So like right after that, it was already, MCO.
Yeah. Number
So,
2 or 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I have certain things that I want to do. So I did it. And then like 1 month later, I have nothing else to do because I've already done everything that I can. And I started getting anxious. So this part is where like I know that I can't control the outcome. So I just let it be, accept where I am. And sure enough, like after MCO, I got all this like really amazing jobs.
Gigs.
Yeah,
Yep.
gigs that just came into my life very out of the blue, like from painting to like interior designing, not yet acting, but
Yeah.
So
Anyone out there?
yeah, anyone out there?
Hit her up.
Hey, yes,
Hey, directors, producers.
But yeah, I don't really have a definitive goal for my career. I know what I want, but I'm really stepping into 2022 with an open mind and saying yes to whatever that I feel like might interest me and just
Aligns with your
who I am.
person.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and see where that takes me, which is what I've done this past month. And it's been doing great.
Yeah, what she said.
Hey.
But I think to elaborate a little bit, basically, yeah, I don't think when I hear that question, nothing comes to mind. But at the same
And
time,
that's just we are being very real with that.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
That's so
and
good.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I think one thing, a thing that I've learned for a while now is that uncertainty may not be a bad thing. It could be a good thing because it's opening a space for other things.
Yeah.
I love how you guys love using this clap.
You have to understand,
soundtrack.
like, I love how the fact that they've used this soundboard more than both of you and me combined this entire season.
It's like a toy.
No, they know how to play with it. You know?
Yeah, Quin.
And like, what was I saying? Uncertainty.
Yes.
Making space.
Yeah. And like a thing that has been in my head for a while now is like, just because you can't imagine it doesn't mean better doesn't exist.
Yep.
You're just limited by.
Oh my god.
But okay, to play devil's advocate, right? To play devil's advocate,
Yeah. Go ahead.
a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. If
Wait,
you
what?
like,
Let me lie.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Again, sorry, girl. See, she's so intelligent from me.
no, I'm not.
It's like 9 a.m. in the morning and we're
not
doing this
already.
recording. Yeah,
We
you're
need
saying?
some like subtitle.
So
you're
basically, if you let go of what you have, going after something that you don't have, it's better to like, okay, so it's just counter argument, right? It's just like, if you give up everything you have now to go after that one thing, what if you don't get it and you're left with nothing?
I think that's a great thing to come. It comes back down to balance. Hey. I think it's like you have to know what you want and what you don't want, right?
Yep.
I think there's also a risk in like constantly chasing things that you don't have.
Yep, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think there is this phenomenon where we're constantly chasing.
Yep.
But
I feel
Kessyl,
so
are you
high from this
okay?
conversation.
Well, you
Legit.
are always chasing the next high. And
No,
you,
but
and
I
this
feel
was your
really high
idea.
from this conversation. It's like drinking 3 cups of coffee.
yeah, actually,
It's so
I
good.
rarely drink coffee.
Yeah,
I've had,
like, oh my
a coffee.
goodness. Yeah,
Yeah, but coming
Wow.
back to what you said, I think I mean, disclaimer, like I'm only
Not
in my
life advice.
20s, so like take whatever I say with a grain of salt.
yes.
We're all figuring out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the counter and the anchor is really knowing you, what you want.
Calculated risk, I would say.
Yeah, it's like someone, if someone doesn't eat fish and they're like, hey, have a sashimi,
Yeah.
and it's like, nah, I don't take fish, right?
Fair
If
point,
you take
fair
this example into multiple phenomenon like career, relationship, personal, and stuff. It's like, is this sashimi?
Yeah.
The sashimi. The
Cass
food
is the
that you
sashimi
eat?
now.
Okay, I think that's it. That's the end of this podcast. I don't even know what to say, man. We've covered so many things. I think for this conversation to happen, I was so excited. We were a bit nervous
Yeah.
because we are talking about our life and we don't even know if it relates to other people. But I'm sure it does. Like even if 5 people listen to this, it's so beautiful because we talked about, I think what we say here, we don't have answers for everything.
Yeah.
Because again, we are not 70 and when I'm 70, I won't be able to do this, okay?
Yeah.
Set up all this thing.
No, by the time you're 70, you get people set up for you. Just sit down.
My grandchild. But wow, really thank you so much for coming here and just being so open to share your story. And we are all a work in progress.
Yes.
I
And
think
we are
that's the best
here to share this work in progress. And like Quin said, take it with a grain of salt.
the whole picture.
Yes. If you can relate to this, like hit us up, let us know.
Comment
What
down
would
below.
you call this season of your life? Thank you so much, listeners. Clap again. She has to do this one last time. But for listening. And that's all. That's all for today. And it's a wrap, baby.